Welcome to Mysterious Universe. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most chilling mysteries of our planet, a place where ships vanish, planes disappear without a trace, and legends flourish. This place has baffled scientists, terrified sailors, and captured the imagination of the world for over a century. It's known by many names, but most call it the Bermuda Triangle. Stretching across a vast region of the Atlantic Ocean, bordered by Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, the Bermuda Triangle has become synonymous with fear, intrigue, and speculation. From U.S. Navy bombers that vanished mid-mission, to luxury yachts that disappeared just minutes after radioing for help, the list of unexplained vanishings is long, and growing. Some say it's the work of aliens. Others whisper of sea monsters or ancient curses. But could there finally be a scientific explanation for what's happening in the Devil's Triangle? In this episode, we'll explore the terrifying history of the Triangle, the most infamous cases, and the latest scientific theory that may finally explain it all. But be warned, some answers may only lead to deeper questions. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because today, we venture into one of the most haunted places on Earth. Let's begin. 1. The mystery begins. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle truly began in 1945. That year, a group of 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers, collectively known as Flight 19, took off from Fort Lauderdale on a routine training mission. What followed was anything but routine. Radio communication with the pilots became erratic. Their compasses stopped working. They reported being disoriented, unsure of their location. Then, they vanished. A rescue plane was sent out. It disappeared too. No wreckage was ever found. No survivors. The ocean gave no answers. Just silence. Since then, the Bermuda Triangle has become the site of dozens, if not hundreds, of similar disappearances. Estimates suggest over 75 aircraft and several hundred ships have vanished under mysterious circumstances in the region. Some were found much later, wrecked, without explanation. Others were never seen again. How could this happen in an age of radar, GPS, and satellite surveillance? 2. Disappearances that defy logic. One of the most perplexing cases occurred in 2015. The El Faro, a massive U.S. cargo ship, departed Florida en route to Puerto Rico. On October 1st, it vanished from radar without warning. Despite modern navigation, weather tracking, and communication systems, the ship was lost. When wreckage was finally discovered on the ocean floor weeks later, it was over 15,000 feet deep. All 33 crew members were dead. What went wrong? Investigators blame a sudden storm. But others point to the Triangle's long record of swallowing ships whole. And then there are the small planes, like the Piper PA aircraft that vanished in 2005 and again in 2007. One disappeared with 3 passengers, the other, a lone pilot. No mayday call. No debris. No evidence they ever existed beyond the flight logs. In 1967, the luxury cabin cruiser Witchcraft vanished just minutes after radioing for help. The Coast Guard arrived at the location within 20 minutes. There was nothing. No wreckage. No oil slick. Nothing. Over and over again, stories like these surface. The common thread? Sudden, unexplained disappearance. 3. The theories. Over the decades, a flood of theories have tried to make sense of the Bermuda Triangle mystery. Some are grounded in science. Others, less so. There's the magnetic anomaly theory, suggesting that the region contains mysterious geomagnetic forces that interfere with navigation systems. Pilots in the area have reported compass malfunctions and strange directional shifts. Could localized magnetic fields be causing aircraft and ships to veer off course? Others suggest underwater methane gas explosions. Vast pockets of methane beneath the ocean floor could erupt suddenly, decreasing water density and causing ships to sink almost instantly. Then there are the theories that stretch belief: aliens abducting humans, time warps, Atlantis energy crystals, undersea pyramids, sea monsters, and interdimensional portals. But in recent years, a new scientific theory has emerged, backed by satellite imagery, meteorological data, and powerful evidence. 4. The hexagonal cloud mystery. A team of scientists from the University of Colorado studying satellite images of the Bermuda Triangle made a startling discovery: strange, hexagon-shaped clouds appearing regularly over the region. Clouds don't normally form in straight-edged shapes. Nature prefers curves. But here, over the Atlantic, these hexagonal formations were consistent. The researchers proposed that these clouds act like atmospheric bombs, generating powerful downward bursts of wind, also known as microbursts. These downdrafts can exceed 170 miles per hour, creating massive waves up to 45 feet tall and toppling even the largest vessels. In the air, such forces could stall engines, shred wings, or destabilize aircraft in seconds. Pilots wouldn't have time to respond. Ships could capsize before issuing a distress call. Could these cloud formations explain the disappearances? Possibly. But they also open new questions. Why here? Why so regularly? And what causes the clouds to form these specific hexagonal patterns? 5. A history written in tragedy. The Bermuda Triangle's ominous reputation isn't based on one or two incidents, it's the cumulative weight of nearly a century of tragedy. From the USS Cyclops, which vanished with 309 men in 1918, to the cargo ship Rubicon found drifting with no crew in the 1940s, to modern aircraft disappearing without a trace, the pattern remains unchanged. Sudden loss. No explanation. No closure. Even some survivors of close calls have described the region as eerie. Dense fogs. Unusual electrical storms. Periods of radio silence. Disorientation. Confusion. Some scientists argue that the area's high traffic volume accounts for the disappearances. That statistically, more ships and planes travel through the Bermuda Triangle, so more accidents occur. But even adjusted for traffic density, the number of anomalies remains high. It's not just quantity, it's the nature of the events. Planes and ships don't just vanish elsewhere the way they do here. 6. The Devil's Triangle in popular culture. From books to documentaries, horror films to conspiracy blogs, the Bermuda Triangle has become a staple of mystery and myth in pop culture. Shows like In Search of and Unsolved Mysteries have dramatized its tales. Movies like The Triangle portray it as a portal to other dimensions. Even cartoons like Scooby-Doo have visited the Triangle. This media portrayal has amplified public fascination and public fear. But it's also drawn attention from scientists seeking real-world answers. Not to debunk the mystery, but to solve it. 7. Science strikes back. In response to public speculation, more scientists have turned their attention to the Bermuda Triangle. Oceanographers have mapped the seabed. Meteorologists have tracked storm systems. Physicists have tested for electromagnetic anomalies. The results? Inconclusive. While no one denies that weather in the region can be severe, and that storms can appear suddenly, there is still no universally accepted explanation for why the Triangle behaves differently than other regions with similar conditions. But the hexagonal cloud theory is gaining traction. It links weather, physics, and observed data in a way that makes sense. If confirmed, it could finally explain why the Triangle swallows entire vessels whole, without a trace. 8. What lies beneath? Some researchers believe the answer may lie not in the skies, but beneath the sea. The Atlantic Ocean floor in this region is riddled with trenches, ridges, and ancient fault lines. Some believe underwater landslides or seismic activity could play a role, triggering rogue waves or even generating electromagnetic pulses. There's also the methane theory again. In certain conditions, methane trapped under the seabed can suddenly erupt, creating vast bubbles that lower water density. A ship floating above such a bubble would lose buoyancy and sink rapidly, with little or no warning. Still, many of these ideas remain untested. The ocean is deep, and much of it is unmapped. 9. The role of human error. Not every disappearance in the Bermuda Triangle is shrouded in mystery. Some may be due to human error. Poor weather judgment, mechanical failure, pilot disorientation, or navigation mistakes can all lead to tragedy. Add in the rapidly changing weather patterns of the Caribbean, and you've got a recipe for disaster. But even allowing for human fallibility, the scale and consistency of the disappearances continue to baffle experts. Many vessels have vanished without a single distress signal, suggesting extremely sudden catastrophes. 10. The truth about the triangle. So, is the Bermuda Triangle mystery solved? Not exactly. But we may be closer than ever. The combination of powerful wind patterns, strange cloud formations, unpredictable seas, possible methane releases, and navigational confusion may together explain many of the disappearances. There's no one answer. The Bermuda Triangle may not be a portal to another dimension, but it is a perfect storm of natural hazards. One that deserves continued research. For now, it remains one of Earth's greatest mysteries, a symbol of our desire to explain the unexplainable. Conclusion. The Bermuda Triangle reminds us that even in the modern age, with all our technology and data, there are still places that defy explanation. Places where nature's fury, chance, and the unknown converge in eerie ways. Is it solved? Maybe. But maybe not. What matters is that we keep asking questions. Keep looking. Keep exploring. Because it's in those unexplained corners of the world where we find not just mystery, but the drive to understand more. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of the Devil's Triangle. If this video sparked your curiosity, like, subscribe, and share it with fellow explorers. And stay tuned, because the mysteries of our world and our universe are far from over. This is Mysterious Universe. We'll see you next time.